Hey guys, Jared here, going to be doing some Call of Duty Black Ops 2, going to be doing some free-for-all, and I'm going to be using a Scar H on this video. Now, the Scar is a gun that has a little bit of a learning curve. It's kind of hard to get used to. You definitely want to put a foregrip on it because this thing kicks like crazy. And you put a foregrip on it, and I'm not going to say you can spray and pray, but you can definitely shoot where you're aiming at least. When you put a foregrip on it, it just makes everything a lot easier. I also put an ACOG on it because this gun has a not really a slow rate of fire, but a slower rate of fire. It's definitely not a up-close gun. It's definitely made for medium to long-range engagements. So you're going to want to put an ACOG on it. It's pretty good, but you know, that's all up to personal opinion. I didn't really like the sights too much on this gun. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't amazing, so I put an ACOG on it, and it works pretty good. Now, this was an amazing gameplay. I actually almost went to the time limit. I just barely beat the time limit by a few seconds. But yeah, I use a Scar regardless. The secondary I'm using is the 28 gauge. This revolver with a long barrel is really good. And that's what I'm talking about, medium to long range. This thing is definitely very accurate and very strong. It doesn't seem to have much damage drop off at long ranges. I don't have any advanced stats to give you or anything like that, but it's definitely useful if you're trying to hit someone that's past what you're usually used to shooting at. So don't be afraid to try to shoot them in long range instead of get a little bit closer, because it's going to kill them within 1 to 4 bullets. Usually 1, 2, 3 bullets will get them. So it's a good gun. It's a lot of people have kind of passed upon it. I think people don't really hate this gun, but a lot of people have looked at it and just kind of gone meh, and not really liked it too much. Didn't really give it much of a second try, and then just went on to another gun that was a little bit easier to use. But so far, in my opinion, in my experience, there's really no gun in this game, at least for the assault rifles and SMGs, that aren't usable. Now, I don't like the KSG myself. I know people that can use it. I'm not really a person that likes to be running around aiming down the sights and doing nothing else, so personally it doesn't work very well for me. But, yeah, for the most part you can use most of the guns. I'm just not really a big fan of how small all these maps are. This is one of the few larger maps, and even on this map there's just shit everywhere, so most of the engagements are going to be real up close. So as I was saying, this wasn't a fantastic game. This was an okay game. I still managed to win regardless. I didn't really get... I got a few kill streaks, nothing absolutely amazing, but I guess it was good enough to upload. I kind of wanted to test out some of the other guns that I haven't really used in this game, and just wanted to get a video up of the Scar. And I tried to play on Team Deathmatch earlier, but I don't know what it is. When it comes to Black Ops 2, Team Deathmatch just is not my thing. I'm not really a big fan of it. I switched over to free-for-all, and holy shit, I just started doing 10 million times better. There wasn't one game tonight where I actually lost in free-for-all. I'm not exaggerating when I said that. I played free-for-all for a good 3-4 hours and didn't lose one game. But for some reason in Team Deathmatch, I just get fucked over and over again. It feels like the bullshit levels just go through the roof when you go to Team Deathmatch, which is kind of odd. Anyway, so yeah, doing free-for-all, it's just kind of what I prefer. It's up to the person, but free-for-all is always what I'm better at. Also, I said this gun is a good long-range gun, but you can still hit people up close. Now, I have the revolver for a reason. I prefer to use it up close, like right there. This thing is pretty friggin' awesome. If you put a long barrel on it, it's effective. If you don't put a long barrel on it, it kind of sucks. But, yeah, I said it's for medium to long-range engagements, but you can kill people up close, so don't be afraid to try to shoot them up close if you have no other choice. You can do it pretty well. It's kind of like how the FAL is. The FAL, you can definitely get people up close, but you're not really going to want to. And my 360 decided to freeze momentarily there while I was playing. Noticed by the flailing my controller around trying to get it to unfreeze. Oh, hiding in that body. What do you think you're gonna do? Yeah, as I was saying, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Black Ops 2, but personally myself, I think I like Black Ops 1 definitely a lot better. Aside from the maps being not really that good. As I've said before, actually, it's not even the map designs that aren't that good. It's just that everything is so up close that, you know, they need to be a little bit larger. In Black Ops 1, I could actually fool people. I could get around people. I could go all the way across the map, get behind the whole team, and get everyone on the team. In this game, there's a lot of chokeholds. Of course, there's always, like, multiple ways to get into one room, but everything is so close, and you spawn so close to the freaking enemies that, I don't know, it just doesn't play like Black Ops, the original one did. It plays more like a weird mashup between Modern Warfare and Black Ops. So I don't know. Actually, I do know. I was gonna say I don't know how to feel about that, but I do know how to feel about that. I'm not really a big fan of it, but hey, I'm playing free-for-all and I'm enjoying it. I'm not absolutely hating this game, despite the disappointments I have had with it. But it definitely could have been better, and it could have been worse, to say the least. There was a few patches. They did upload a few patches. I don't know when they did, but I got it today when I turned it on. I haven't played this in, I think, about a good month since it came out, or a few weeks after it came out. It's about the last time I played it. But yeah, I saw an update that actually came out, and I don't know what it did. Fail a grenade throw. I'm not sure what it did, but it feels, something about it just tonight was a lot less aggravating than usual. I think they maybe nerfed the SMG's accuracy with the laser a little bit. I think that's what they might have done, because before Black Ops 2 was basically SMG ops. Now, I may be wrong about this. I haven't looked up the patch notes, and I should probably go do that after this video, but I don't know. Tonight was a good night when it comes to this game, which is odd to say when it comes to Call of Duty. It's rarely ever a good night. So yeah, actually, I rarely ever see people actually using the SCAR, but then again, I rarely see people ever actually using anything other than SMGs and fucking shotguns. That's one thing the patch did not solve. Shotguns. I really fucking hate shotguns. They have way too much range, they kill you instantly, and they are the bullshit weapon. I cannot tell you how many times I'll play on Hijack. Everybody's using a shotgun on the map. You might as well try not to use anything else. You're just gonna get fucked over if you do. Although I did have a few good games of free-for-all there with an MP7, so... Shotguns, I just wish they patched them a little bit. I don't want them to make them unusable. I mean, I like how they're trying to make them a little bit more useful, but they're too useful is the problem. Actually, the problem isn't even really the shotguns. The problem is just that the maps are so small that they're always going to be usable. They're always going to be within that one-shot kill range. And I think this is one of the few maps where I can actually shoot people at long ranges for the most part, but even in this map, there's a lot of up close. But yeah, you can, on this map, you can kind of control where you want to go. You can kind of stay away from inside if you want to, but if you don't want to, you can go outside and shoot people at longer ranges like I'm doing at the SCAR. I do actually, something about the SCAR, like, it's not really the best assault rifle in the game, but it's really fun to use. I'm not sure what to say about that. It just feels, actually it doesn't feel strong, it is strong. I think it's about it might be one of the strongest, actually I think it's about the strongest full auto assault rifle in the game. And the sound effects not horrible for it. Usually when it comes to Call of Duty, the sound effects are, dear God, do I hate the sound effects for guns in Call of Duty. I hate them so much. None of the guns sound like guns. They all sound like modified electronic sounds. They're all made at the computer. They're not actually sound effects. It drives me crazy. What's so hard about going out? They're getting millions upon millions of dollars to make the Call of Duty franchise. What is so hard about going out and filming sounds from these guns? Like, there's one complaint I can never say about Battlefield is the sound design. The sound design in Battlefield is amazing. You can tell when people are shooting off in the distance. You can tell when it's above you or below you. The sound effects are really good for the guns. They actually sound like guns. It's, honestly, when it comes to the sound design, I can't think of any other game that does sound design better than Battlefield does. I mean, I'm kind of glorifying it a little bit. I'm not going to glorify it too much, and, oh, host rage quit. I'm not going to glorify Battlefield too much because it was, you know, I really like Battlefield. I find it very fun. But dear God, the community and people's ideas of, oh, Battlefield is realistic and all that, it's not realistic. It really isn't. It's just less of an arcade shooter than Call of Duty is, and that's really not very difficult. And yeah, even with the long barrel, this shotgun revolver doesn't have much range. But hey, up close destroys it. But yeah, Battlefield is not a realistic game. You can't deploy parachutes out of your ass over and over and over. If you want to play a game that's a little bit more realistic, go for something like either Arma or Red Orchestra 2. And I gotta say, I love Red Orchestra 2 because it actually forces you to think. The usual tactics of running around and just spraying bullets everywhere, that doesn't work. You try that, you're instantly going to get lit up. Because you actually die in one bullet in Red Orchestra 2, and you actually have to think. You have to use cover to move to advance, and when someone shoots next to you, dear God, Red Orchestra 2 gives you the biggest oh shit moments because of that suppression factor. It kind of works like Battlefield does, but much, much worse than that if you haven't played it. The whole screen color kind of starts to fade out. It goes white and black a little bit. Your screen is a little bit blurred. I don't think it actually affects the guns that much. You can still shoot, but it makes it much, much more difficult. And basically, when a bullet hits a wall next to you in Red Orchestra 2, you don't want to move from that spot. It actually feels like a bullet hit the wall next to you. They sound powerful. it feels like something hit the wall next to you, because bullets actually have impact, which is something that other games don't really get right. So yeah, I love that that factor about Red Orchestra 2. It's very, very amusing to me. And it forces you to actually stop and think, like I've said numerous times. Like, if you want to get to the other side of the map, take the trenches, go all the way around, try not to be even be seen. You want to be quiet until you actually see someone and take them out. So, I don't know, I can glorify Red Orchestra 2 all I want. I love that game. There's nothing more I can say about it, and I'm patiently awaiting the... oh, and I'm going to end the game right here as we're running out of time. At about 1.9 second, I actually get a double kill and win. But yeah, I'm patiently awaiting the DLC for Red Orchestra 2. Can't wait for that to come out, but no one knows when that's going to come out. It's actually made by a mod team, so... That's enough ranting about Red Orchestra 2. Here's the end of the game. Sweet little double kill. That guy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's using some Scar, doing some free-for-all in Black Ops 2. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.